I don't know if anyone ever told that little boy Ricardo in this episode that if you lick someone's blood, you could probably get STDs. I mean, this is medieval historical days, so, I mean, that little boy could probably have STDs and die soon, because, I mean, he was licking a random person's blood. I mean, we know Akari's probably fine and safe, but, I mean, it doesn't matter, because if he does this to every victim he always pulverizes or puts a sword into, or even in their opai, he probably might, you know, contract some form of contagious disease. So putting that aside, okay, this episode of Hitsugi no Chaika was a good episode. It really progresses the plot further. We find out what's going on. The military is taking action and bringing a flying fucking fortress to take down another flying fucking fortress. Okay, so now we got that aside. Let's talk about it. So in this episode, we find out that this flying fortress, that this renegade duke that's currently grabbing women, all the women out of the town that comes to his town, that they're just grabbing up the women, bringing them up into this flying fortress, and they're also pretty much collecting all the fossil fuel in the town to power their giant flying fortress. And at the same time, it's rumored that, you know, there's a gas remain there. Well, it's pretty much confirmed now since this giant fortress has to fly somehow, so there has to be a big magical source. And so, we know where the actual power is, probably at the top somewhere holding this entire flying fortress in place. But here's the big question. There's another flying fortress coming in towards this flying fortress, and so what exactly is this duke doing besides kidnapping women? Does it really call for the entire United Alliance to come and attack this duke and kill him because he's kidnapping women from this one single town? I mean, yes, that's a bad offense, I'm not going to deny it, but I mean, does it really require the entire nation and army to take down one flying fortress? That's the thing I'm just saying right there, because it seems a little bit ridiculous, because if his problem is him collecting fossil fuel and stuff like that, ain't technically the main duke that's currently coming in to kill this other flying fortress doing the exact same thing, because he has a floating fortress? Okay, so now that we got that across, let's talk about some other things. We get to see the introduction of this fight of Frederica stabbed. Literally stabbed. Well, that's an interesting way to start a battle, I'll tell you that, in this episode. I did not expect that. I got shocked from seeing Frederica just stabbed right in the chest. I'm like, oh my god. And at first I thought she died, I really did, but I was like, oh yeah, she's immortal and all that. She's a dragoon, so I don't have to worry about her being dead. But oh my god. Whoa, what if all sorts of shonen anime and different anime did this? I mean, they would constantly just stab the person in front of them instead of asking questions. I mean, we would probably have a lot of main character deaths then if that really happened. But, I mean, at the very least, Frederica didn't die because she's a really cute character, and at the same time, I'm glad she's still alive. So, in this episode, what do we really have, okay? So, our main characters, get inside this flying fortress, and they're trying to find the remains, and at the same time, you have Chaika pretty much saying, oh, you gotta keep a promise, let's help out these prisoners, all these kidnapped girls, which is pretty much obvious that would have eventually have happened. I mean, they are going on a flying fortress that's supposedly kidnapping women, and we really don't know the circumstances of why. If I had to say, if I was a dark wizard that we see this dude manipulating other people, making his, like, mindless subordinates or soldiers, I'd most likely use these women as fossil fuel. I want to be honest here. I mean, he has to have some way to power his machine. If I was a dark wizard, I wouldn't do that if, you know, I wasn't. But, I mean, I'm just saying, okay? What I'm getting at, though, is why does this person need women? And this goes into a bigger question. This Layla girl that we find out right at the end that kidnaps Chaika right at the end and goes up the elevator, I have a sickening suspicion that that girl Layla is actually Chaika. Now, if you don't know what I'm saying, then I'm about to explain. We've already seen a red Chaika, and the red Chaika already confirmed, like, 2 other Chaikas that are out there somewhere. So, we don't really know if all Chaikas are really trying to find Gaz's remains, or at the same time, we don't know if all the Chaikas are good. So, I mean, honestly, it can be possible. I mean, why would this certain person, Layla, want to steal Chaika? Why was she shocked when she looked out the window at this person to infiltrate? I mean, yes, I mean, you would be shocked if someone's infiltrating, but she seemed shocked to see Chaika. She was directly looking at Chaika, so I'm going to take a quick guess. Either this person, Layla, knows who Chaika is, or at the same time, this person, Layla, is Chaika, but probably not red Chaika, because this Chaika is with different people. And she has a completely different personality. So besides that, we got a lot of questions here, a lot of different theories going on here, and this episode was good. It didn't feel boring, I was entertained, had some good music, and it had some good animation. We also see Akari get manipulated this episode, and she's starting to get mind controlled, and so this is going to add a little bit of a drama-ish type fight next episode, because we get to see Toru looking at his sister, and he's about to have to fight her, and his sister's not technically in her right mind right now and trying to kill him. And so really, I'm interested to see exactly what's going to happen next week. Because, I mean, well, probably, if they do it properly, they should use this entire point of how Akari's getting mind manipulated and stuff as character development in a flashback. If they were to do a flashback and have some form of flashback more on Toru and Akari and the relationship and different stuff like that, it really helped their characters improve overall, and it would definitely progress the story in a certain perspective. And so, I feel like if you have yet to watch this episode, go give it a watch. It's a good episode of Chaika, and I only have a few problems with a couple of things, especially just the boy licking blood off of, you know, a knife. Oh yes, actually, before I end this, I want to talk about one other thing. The little boy, we find out he killed his father, the Duke. He killed his father, cut him up in tiny pieces, and did probably the same thing by licking their blood. What the fuck? Okay, so anyways, everybody, I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.